Hello, this is Ali Pordelli from QooQee.com. Today I'm showing you how to make a menu that stays at the top of the page when you're scrolling down. This is a pretty simple process. I see people make a menu and it goes off the page, and they make a new menu with the scroll motion effect comes to the page after the first one goes off the page. But today I'm showing you how to make the menu you have stays at the top of the page when the top of the menu actually hits the top of the page. Well, let's start with a simple rectangle. Well, you need to make this rectangle as long as you can to make it compatible with different size of LCDs. And let's turn the fill of the background and stroke off. So we will have a solid background. Okay, you can make an expanded rectangle like this. When the size of the rectangle hits the sides of the page, you can see a red line which tells Muse to automatically expand the rectangle. And when I publish the page, you can see this rectangle that we made is expanded just like the first one, but automatically. This is more clean, but we can't apply a scroll motion effect to this one. Muse doesn't allow us to do this. So let's work with the first one we made. And this is going to be the body of our menu. And let's make some buttons for this menu and apply text to this button. Sample text and select it. Go to text, make it bigger. 15 is enough. And let's put it to the center. That's it. Okay. Let's go to edit and duplicate this menu. Okay, now we have something like a real menu here. Let's center this. Before you apply the scroll motion effect, you should select all the objects, right click and group them together. It makes it a lot easier to apply the scroll motion effect, because if you want to apply it to each one of these objects, you need to do it 4 times, and now you can do it only 1 time and have the same effect. Okay, go to scroll motion effect and turn it on. Don't worry about this key position value, we will get to this part soon. But let's talk about a little bit about these 4 values. Actually, these 4 values tell Muse how to move this object based on the place of this handle compared to the top side of the page. Okay, let me explain it this way. These 2 values here, motion before key, these 2 tell Muse how to move this object with this handle before this handle hits the top of the page. So imagine you're scrolling down and it goes up. This handle hasn't hit the top of the page, so these 2 values tell Muse what to do with this object, with the movement of this object. But after the handle passed the top of the page, now these 2 values kick in and tell Muse what to do with this object. Well, right now we want the top of this menu to stay at the top of the page and doesn't move after that. So we move this handle down, and basically we made the top of this menu act as the handle, and whatever happens to the handle happens to the top side of the menu, because they are all the same, they are all at the same place. So let's go to effect and tell Muse what to do with this. So we want to have the menu move up with the normal speed, which is 1, before the top of the menu hits the top of the page. So it's gonna be 1, and we don't want it to go left or right, so we put it to 0. So it basically tells Muse to move this menu with the normal speed before the top of the menu hits the top of the page. So we're done here. Let's unchain this, so they're not going to change together, all the values. If you change this value here will change too. We don't want this because they're not going to be the same. So what happens after it hits the top of the page? What do we want? We want it to stay right there, and we don't want it to move and go off the page. So here it says after the key, which means when it hits the top of the page, when the handle hits the top of the page, which is the top side of the menu right now, is still travel up with the speed of 1. We don't want this. We want it to stop there, so we put it to 0. Don't move up. Oh, I didn't unchain this, so it was 1, and this is 0. Okay, we don't want this, so we put it to 0, and we don't want it to go left and right after this handle hits the top of the page, which is the top side of the menu. I think we're all set. And now if you move this menu, this key position will change, and it doesn't affect your menu. You can move your menu, put it wherever you want. You can have some text, some shapes in your website here your header and your content. If you decide to have a bigger header and move your content and move your menu, you don't need to change the scroll motion values. You just move the menu and it does the same job. It stays at the top because we set the handle to this top side of the menu, not to the page. So when I publish this page, and okay, well, it doesn't work because I have a short page. Let's make it higher than this. 1500 would be enough. So when you scroll down, it stays there and it doesn't go off the page. Let's click this shape, arrange, send to back. Okay, that's it. It stays at the top, and even if you move it up and down, move it here, and let's right click on the menu and bring it to front. It doesn't matter where you put the menu, it stays at the top and hits the top of the page. That's it. Pretty simple. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck with your website.